Man, listen, people. Loose cannons. I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons, because every week, and that's every week, we sit down and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture, politics, movies, and how they all intersect, plus TV. Okay. And today we're sitting down with a social breakdown because, man, there's a lot of stuff that happens in social media.
It sure does, doesn't
Between
it?
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, there's so much that goes on.
Yep. And we got a first, but we're going to reveal that later.
Yes. We got a first. This is a Loose Cannons first.
We've been talking about this for how long?
Man.
Waiting for this week.
Wow.
Waiting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, to kick it off.
Yes.
Okay, listen. The Barbs have been crying all week.
Yo, distraught.
Whew. Nicki Minaj is retiring.
From music?
What? To be a mommy?
Yeah. She's going to start a family. Okay.
You know, I think this is beautiful.
Yes.
I think it's beautiful because I think Nicki's probably around our age.
Yes.
And this is the natural progression.
Right.
She's in love.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know.
And it's not Safari, so
it's not Safari, and it's not just about money anymore.
Right.
She's probably made enough money. She's like, you know, I have enough steam to propel my career after this, and I just want to settle down and
Is she
be a
going to
mom.
still keep her, I guess, because she's been making a lot of money on her radio station.
I would keep the Queen Radio because you want to be in the know.
Right.
Plus, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, this is still a content game.
Right.
We can watch a whole season of Nicki Minaj getting married, getting pregnant, and having the baby, and still trying to balance being a working woman. And you know, first of all, if she's not doing that, I need 5% because I just pitched Nicki Minaj's next venture.
I mean, honestly, I think that what she should do, maybe she should retire from like doing albums, doing tours and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely tour.
Just do features.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just get paid for your verse.
Exactly.
That's it. Call it a day.
Exactly.
Maybe show up for a video or two.
Do movies.
But that's it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess Cardi got her beat in that too.
Yeah. Because a couple of years ago, that would have been her and Hustler.
All right, my bad. I'm not trying to throw shade, but I was throwing shade.
Damn. Listen, kudos to Nicki.
Yes,
this is nice.
This is very good.
This is good for her.
And I mean, obviously, making multiple streams of money.
Yes.
Take the one out that is the most work, gives you the most stress, because obviously you can't
do the touring,
right?
So. But it's also no need. It should be no need. I'm assuming that Nicki definitely has enough money stacked and enough money and enough cachet in the culture just to slow down right now. Right. She's not number one anyway. No, sorry.
You're right, though.
I mean, she may be the best.
Right.
But she's not number one.
I can see her staying close enough to the game so that people don't forget her.
Yeah.
And then trying to reinvent herself in about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that it didn't work too well for Mace, but you know, I think that if you stay close enough and you do enough.
Here's Nicki's rollout. She comes back after the baby, and her comeback album name is Zion, after the famous Lauryn Hill song about her having the baby. Okay. Boom.
Got it. I like
it. Boom. I need to be at A&R.
You should.
Because, listen, this is exciting because we get to see, in our culture, we get to be able to see people dip in and out, be adults, and grow in this culture because everybody's not staying a kid. Kudos to Nicki Minaj.
Yes, you're right. And going from one phenomenal rapper, artist, to someone who is acting like they should have been or could have been.
Wow. Listen, my wife asked me about this week. She was like, do you know Azealia Banks?
Azalea.
And I had to give her the breakdown. So I gave her I educated her. I was like, where she came. I was like, she was buzzing around the same time as Iggy, and they kind of chose that Azalea over this Azalea, and the Russell Crowe spitting in the face, choke, RZA, you're out, blackball, crying on the radio, Nick Cannon crying, this, that, and the third, wilding out, a whole lot of crying, Twitter beefing. Colorism, Twitter beefing, but at the end of the day, I was like, babe, she's super talented.
Yeah.
Like, she's super talented. And then I went through the YouTube vortex. I was playing her videos, and I was remembering stuff. I'm like, yo, these videos was dope. Music was dope, and it was ahead of time.
She could have been somebody.
Huge.
She could have been somebody.
Like, literally, like.
She could have been the person that she's talking about.
She could have been the person that she's talking about. All right, so Azalea Banks takes to Twitter, and she starts making comments about Lizzo. I don't know if it was like a stream of things.
So it was after, I guess, after the VMAs.
Okay.
And she took to Twitter because, I mean, this is her haven of choice.
Yes, she stays on Twitter.
And pretty much the gist of it, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but the gist of it is how long is Lizzo gonna let white America laugh at her and use her as a pawn or whatever the case is, like just to use her until they're done with her, because they're just basically laughing at her and it's not about how talented she is.
I don't know how you feel about this.
Go ahead. You want to give your opinion first?
This is the box that I'm gonna put it in. You remember when what's his name? What's the little comedian?
Kevin Hart. Oh, no. The dude who sings?
No. Pimp. Pimp Down. Pimp in Distress.
God dang.
What is his name?
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Cat Williams.
Thanks, whoever said it.
Yes.
I heard you.
Yeah, whoever commented Cat Williams. When Cat Williams was on that radio show and he was talking about Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
Two things could be true.
Oh, right.
Tiffany Haddish is very entertaining.
Correct.
She's really not that good at stand-up, but she's very entertaining.
Right.
And she's getting better as an actress. She's actually exciting to see on the screen.
She's a better actress than she is a stand-up comic.
Way better actress than she is a stand-up comedian. But it also helps Tiffany Haddish, the way she looks, to be able to catapult herself in this world. In this world. And it also helps, we know that this industry is very colorist. We know it. Has it ended? Probably not. It hasn't, because when we look at Lupita, we're still like, Lupita, and she's dark-skinned, representing for the dark-skinned women. It wouldn't be there. We wouldn't be talking about Lupita being dark-skinned and represented for dark-skinned women if colorism was over. So yes, Tiffany Haddish probably was propelled and catapulted over some other comedians because of her youth, because of her because of the way she looks. She's very beautiful. Plus, it's something about people when they act a certain way, when they act this semi-stereotypical, even though it's just her character that she wants to portray, as in, you know, the ghetto. That's what people consider. I was like, oh, she's so real. She ghetto. It's the same reason why people were loving Cardi B on Instagram. It's like nobody wants. Yes. Real. When they hear her talk about Bernie Sanders, it's like, oh, she's ghetto and she knows who Bernie Sanders is. They don't care that she actually is into politics. Is they care about they like the portrayal, the outlandishness of the character. So yes, it does fit in that. And Lizzo fits in that box of, she has a stick where she's bouncing her ass. I think Lizzo is absolutely beautiful. She's super thick. But she's bouncing her ass on television, and traditionally, her body type is not the body type that they would pick in Hollywood to get any type of catapulting or bolstering.
Right.
But the fact that she's super open and the way that she talks during interviews, yes, it fits in that mold. It fits in the mold of what Cardi B does. It fits in the mold of what Tiffany Haddish does. And Lizzo is right in that vein.
Right. So Azalea believes that at a certain point, everyone's going to be done with her.
They are.
I believe it. I understand that. And so how I look at it and take it is that, I mean, especially Azalea being in the industry, every single artist is being used.
True.
Every single one of them.
True. Okay.
And so this is, I mean, we've spoken about this before. You take an album, before we even talk about streams, you take an album, you got points on an album, and the artist usually gets the crap share of the points. So I believe that being an artist, especially with your freshman and your sophomore album, you have to build your base cult.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So getting that base, your base foundation is the most important. Her getting her money is going to be in the songwriting, in the executive producing, and to actually get there so that you can start doing other things. And obviously, we all know most artists don't even make money off the albums. They make the money off the tours, off the ticket sales.
She's in the movie Hustlers.
Exactly. Yep. So it's just like, you have to make those multiple streams start to count by the time you get to your second and third and fourth album, because you're going to realize that you don't have the steam to actually have a life that you think an artist has. You know what I mean? So
I don't think that people are necessarily in love with Lizzo's music yet. You see, and I think like one of the things is like she didn't bubble. Okay, so we have to put her in the box because that's the way the industry works. What is Lizzo's genre?
Right.
Lizzo's genre, she's a black, thick woman. So she would be considered in the hip hop R&B genre, urban music genre.
She hasn't quite. Well, this is the whole thing. The issue that Azalea has is that whole. She's now one of 10 women who have had the top 10 on the Billboard or whatever. So the whole idea now is that can Lizzo be the force that breaks into pop culture and stops being a hip hop artist and starts being a pop artist?
Yes.
Because I mean, like that's the leap. Like,
I think that's the dangerous thing. She's kind of already there. It almost like she jumped over. It's like, especially people of color, our tradition is like the community absorbs you first and then pushes you out. I didn't see that with Lizzo. Right. Lizzo kind of popped on the outside. Right. So does she have that super support fan base yet to say, above all, we're going to support you. Above all, we're going to support this. Or is she just being pushed right now? Because, like, she bubbled. Like, as much as people say, listen, she's had music before. She's been doing this for a while. But her bubble is still pretty fast. Right. The way it's so there's a lot of money behind it. There are people behind it. And the thing is, I think people are more infatuated with who Lizzo is in the whole package than just the music.
Right. Well, that's why I kind of want to know. I mean, because I just hearing of that her song is in the top 10. Yep. I have no clue I don't know her songs by name, and I don't know if her album sold what or this, that, and the other. And I mean, like, that's something that I feel like would determine that. Like, if I'll tell you right now, if her album is out and she's already 2 times platinum or she's got a certain number of streams already, then I could be like, she's going to be here for a little bit, because it's so much tougher. And I mean, the other thing is, then I want to know who is actually endorsing her and what she's getting from her album. Yeah, because then I could just be like, oh, she can easily, if she's one of these artists who has a majority of share of her stuff. Yeah, then I could be like, oh, she can be more than good with a quarter of what she's got right now.
I listen to her music and I like it. I like her. I like who she presents herself as a personality. I like her on social media. All of those different things. It's a good package deal. But I'm always the type of person. Second album says everything because it's hard to strike that again, to bring people back again and to be interested in the large majority to be interested in your music again. It's very difficult. You may have your core base, but are you going to be on the VMAs next year?
Right.
Are they going to be talking about you still? Will you be at the red carpets still? Which is a very difficult place. Now, the thing is, we're talking more about Lizzo. We started talking about Azealia Banks because it was her comment. I think Azealia always gets this backlash on her comments because Azealia didn't become what Azealia could have became.
Right.
If Azealia Banks was a number 1, number 2 artist, people will actually listen more to what she's saying because a lot of the stuff she say is accurate.
Right.
As abrasive as they may be, and as people may not want to say,
tactful.
She's not tactful at all.
No,
not tactful at all.
I think that there was a way to do this so that then people could have chimed in.
Yes.
But then if you put it out like this, it's kind of like I can't really support that.
Yes, it needs to come across as less hate on Lizzo,
right,
and more about the way we consume people and throw them away with disregard. Like, yeah, you're fun now,
right,
and that's it. You're fun now.
Get your money, girl.
That's it.
One of those,
you know. But I'm still here for the tweets, though.
Yeah,
I'm still here for it.
I mean, without her, we wouldn't have a show.
I don't think that she was attacking Lizzo, though.
Yeah,
I think she was just attacking the idea of what people like to sensationalize people. They like to make fun. As a lot of times you hope that people are laughing with you, but a lot of times they're laughing at you.
Right. And
if they can profit off of laughing at you, then they will.
Exactly.
And she's right in that regard. But
what that take us to?
Listen, lot going on with Azealia Banks and Lizzo, and there's some updates with Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you the there's multiple 911 calls.
Right.
Some of them half, some of them in full. The situation, we get a 911 call from the
state, from his house.
From his house.
Right.
LA County Fire, number 6.
Hi, I was in an accident. I just need to know I need someone to come get him. Who's this?
Thank you. And he's at a house, apartment, or business right now?
Yes, he's in a house.
In a house, okay, in the hood. And you wait?
Yes.
Okay, and so he was in a car accident earlier tonight, or what happened?
Yes, earlier tonight. I don't know what happened.
Okay, but
he's not coherent at all.
Okay, so is he breathing?
Yes, he's breathing.
Okay, so he was injured in a car accident. Did he get treatment originally from when he was injured? Did he go to the hospital, or?
No treatment at all. We're just here, and he can't move.
Okay, how long ago did the accident happen, though? How long? I mean, a couple of hours ago, or when?
Like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, and so did it happen in front of your house?
It sounds like Nico because I've heard her voice before, which is his wife. And she's not in super distress, but it seems like she just got woken up.
Right.
And apparently Kevin was at that point incoherent.
Right.
She says that, everybody's pointing out, she said that the accident happened about 20 minutes ago, but she's clear to say, I don't know what happened.
Right.
Because she wasn't there.
And she says it, she says it a couple times, and she says that he just got here.
Yes. His back. She said something protruding out his back or something like that.
Oh, really?
She said something protruding or pouring, one of them.
All right.
Neither of them is good.
Right.
So she obviously physically saw that something was wrong with the back. Now, and then we have the 911 call that takes place at the scene. Right. Somebody seen a car go in the ditch, and they're like, okay, I got to call somebody.
Right.
They hear 2 people are still in the car. They knew it was 3 people, but they said the driver was pulled out. Right. We find out now from the police officers that Kevin wasn't driving. Right. That's what they're saying, because the guy who was driving was pinned in the driver's seat. But apparently the type of car they have, I think it was only like two doors anyway. Right. So it was only one window to come out of anyway.
Right. So he just came out the driver's side window.
The security guard pulls him out the which I can't imagine it helped.
Right.
You know, with anything. So the security guard pulls him out. Now, my thing is, maybe Kevin was incoherent this whole time.
Right.
Maybe security was finding them, following them.
Right.
Why would you pull him out the car that wasn't on fire, bro?
Exactly.
Like,
why leave the scene?
Why leave the scene? Why not take him to the? Apparently, it was near
his house.
Yes.
Right.
So it was near the house. But why would you not take him to the hospital?
Right.
Why would you not call the 911?
Right.
Right then, like it's just all kind of weird. Now the security guard could be a big dummy,
right? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm just like, I mean, it's not like they can really bring charges up because, I wasn't even aware of what was happening.
No.
You know what I mean? So I can definitely understand that, but like the details need to come out, you know, because it's really tough to understand like all this happening. And
the weird thing is, I don't think it's much of a cover up as like some dumb shit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
bro. But to see, I guess because that's why we want to believe that it was some cover up, because it's like if it wasn't a cover up, you wouldn't have pulled him out the vehicle, and you would have called 911 there and not moved him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody don't move, especially in that type of accident.
And then the other thing is that I think is you never know what someone's security protocol is.
Oh, okay.
So that's the kind of thing that I kind of thought where like he could have been. This could be like, all right, Kev said that if something like this happens and he doesn't look,
get him away from the scene. No cameras.
Right.
Secure him. I'm not worried about anybody else. He pays me.
We can work everything out later. You know, that's the whole thing. So
True.
That's the first thing that I thought was like, all right, maybe this is just security protocol.
Yes.
And obviously, if there's any cases brought up, it's brought up against the security. It's not brought up against Kevin.
Exactly. You know? Plus, we don't know. He could have been in there like, Kev, you okay? You okay? Yeah, get me out of here, man. Get me out. You know, it could have been. We don't know all the situation, all the details until people start waking up and are able to talk and start telling their story. Right. Still, much love to Kevin Hart and the people that were in that accident. You don't want to see that happen. An accident happened, I think, maybe 2 days after that.
Really?
A famous writer, I think LaShawn Daniels.
Oh, really?
He was known in like he wrote for Beyonce and a bunch of other people, and wrote for gospel artists, wrote for Tamar. Like a lot of people, a lot of people died in a car accident, maybe like 2 days after. So just imagine like one person dying in a car accident, another person like seriously injured. It's like, damn, you put those in perspective. Like, man, I take the serious injury over the death.
Prayers go out to everyone.
Yes.
Prayer goes out to Malike Yoba, who's still
prayer goes out to Malike Yoba and all of the people who want to call Malike Yoba name. Listen. Listen.
Yo.
So this is how it started. Did you see how it started? Malike Yoba, he made a comment because there was a gentleman that killed himself.
That's the dude who committed suicide.
He committed suicide because he was in a relationship with a transgender person, and people were teasing him on the block. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I like trans.
New York, right?
Definitely blocking New York. I like trans. I like trans. Listen.
You like what you like.
I don't care.
Right. Yo.
I don't care. I don't. Oh, and that's what we need to talk about this too. But I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you like.
Right.
And I don't even know why they're like.
It's the insecurity of individuals.
It is the insecurity of individuals, but and it's the ignorance, because listen, if the person does not have a penis, if you are not if you are not sexually involved with the penis, you are not gay.
Right.
If that's not included, you are not gay.
I feel you.
But listen, Malike Yoba, he chimed in. Yeah. I don't know. I guess
he chimed all the way in.
Listen, maybe he was just feeling like I gotta say my piece.
Right.
Malike Yoba was like, listen, I like transgender too. He was like, I'm a transgender attracted person.
Right. Even
though I'm a cisgender heterosexual male.
Right.
And then just like, the gram is always people like, you gay.
Yo.
Gay. Gay.
Yo, I can't. Yo, I can't understand this level of insecurity.
Insecurity. But wait, before you go on and get serious.
Go ahead.
The best part was one person said, I thought New York Undercover was about cops.
Oh my God. No, they didn't.
I said, damn. Who wrote this? Dave Chappelle. This was good. This was good.
Timing. It was delivery.
That was just really good. That was well crafted.
Yeah.
I thought New York Undercover was about cops.
Yeah. I hope you like that comment. I hope you just, I
couldn't like it. I was like, grow up.
Yeah.
But that was great. Grow up with your great humor.
That's hilarious. Yo.
But go ahead. Insecurities.
So, all right. So the crazy part is, especially knowing that we grew up in a city where there's so many people, compact. The thing about insecurity with a situation like this is someone who looks like me and acts like me is doing something that I'm not comfortable with. So it's that mirror reflection of like, how can you do something that I can't do.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally, it doesn't it's the thing that bothers me because of the realization that there will be judgment of others.
Yes.
And knowing that this young man had the strength and capabilities to put aside judgment of others for the wants of himself. But obviously you see the conflict is there because
it's difficult.
Not being accepted is a very tough thing, and people don't realize
it's hugely tough.
So,
and I don't know who those guys were, because if they know who he's with, they're either people who are around him on the block, or they could have been possibly acquaintances or friends.
Right. And it's crazy that it takes. I mean, and I understand because a lot of people aren't willing to risk careers that they have or be a focal point of having this conversation as, all right, well, I have no problem with that. Malike Yoba steps up, and I mean, and it's tough because I felt like his next couple tweets kind of had to take stuff back so that people kind of accepted what he was trying to say. And I definitely understood what he was saying. I mean, we've seen there's so many this is part of our culture. It is. Why are we not accepting it at this point? And it's just we're gonna try to just leave him to the side. I mean, we basically just spoke about half of this stuff on the Dave Chappelle episode.
That's true.
So it's just to the point where, man, some of them look better than what?
Okay, I was having this conversation with my wife, and I said, "Wife," I specifically told her, I said, if Malike Yoba is talking about Janet Mock, I understand. You know who Janet Mock is? I said, I understand what he's talking about. And I pulled up a picture, and she was like, who's this?
That's this.
If Malike Yoba is looking at Janet Mock, he's not looking at a man.
Right.
When you look at her, you're not looking at a man.
Right.
That's not what you're attracted to. If you're attracted to her, you're attracted to someone with a facial structure of a woman, breast, body. Now, the next step, if you're engaging with male genitalia, you like penis. That's fine. That's fine.
That's cool.
But if you're not engaging with it, you don't like penis.
Right.
So therefore, you are not gay.
Right.
Maybe there is a separate pocket. Maybe there is a transgender attracted to pocket. Fine. We can put it in a separate pocket. But it definitely, if you're not engaging with penis and you're a man, you're not gay.
Right. I definitely understand that.
I mean,
I think that guys are just walking around man, but I'm thinking about the biology. If you can tell from the outside,
you can't tell from the outside.
Man, I can see that DNA from right here.
I cannot. X, Y, X, X. No, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But listen, at the end of it, I'll tell you right now. If you lived in New York,
you've dealt with it.
You've definitely seen one that you probably thought was cute.
Yeah, you thought it was a chick, and then someone was just like, "Yo,
and so what?
I knew him."
And so what?
Exactly. At that point, it's too tough because you was already attracted.
You don't turn in your heterosexual card at that point.
Right. It's too tough at this point to be like, damn, look good. Yeah. Then you be like, oh, that was
is it?
You got that information from outside.
Yes.
It's not like you figured it out.
Stop it, guys. Stop it.
Anyways.
Stop it. Hey, listen. Do what you want to do.
Right.
Do who you want to do.
Right. Ain't nobody got to label it.
Ain't nobody got to label it. But do who you want to do what you want to do, and that's it. And stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and who they want to do.
Take them to Thanksgiving dinner. I don't care. Enjoy it.
Take them to Thanksgiving. Listen, you may not like transgender. The other guy may not eat ass. Who's judging?
Yeah, who's in the room with you?
Who's in the room with you? Do what you want.
Oh, man.
Do what you want. Listen, stop it, guys. Stop it, guys. You know what? Malike Yoba, thank you for introducing the conversation. But we didn't even put this on the list. But I don't know if you noticed, there was another controversy with Kevin Hart. Don't know when this was taped. Uninterrupted with it's the LeBron James show where they do the interview. It's LeBron James, his guy, I forgot his guy's name. He does he basically runs the whole show. Kevin Hart, Lil Nas X, Charlamagne the God, Kevin Love, and I think that's it. And they're all having a conversation. You've seen the show before. This is at the barbershop. Okay. They're all having a conversation, and a dude asks Lil Nas X about his experience when he came out.
That early success, you felt it was important to make an announcement recently.
He said he was gay, so what?
Yeah, what's the point? So why did he feel that was necessary? It's not about who cares. That's actually my question. Why do you feel it was necessary to come out and say that?
It's not that it's being forced. It's just knowing growing up, I'm growing up to hate this shit. I'm not supposed to ever like this.
Hate what? Hate what?
Homosexuality, gay people. Come on now.
Why are you going to
If you're really from the hood, it's not some. So it's if for me, the cool dude with the song on top of everything to say this, any other time, I'm doing this for attention in my eyes. But if you're doing this while you're at the top, it's for real. And it's showing it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Exactly, it doesn't.
There it is.
Because Lil Nas X came out, he said, "Oh, I'm gay." This, that, and the third. Kevin Hart, excuse me, we don't know if he interrupts because everything is cut together. But Kevin Hart is like, "So what? He said he was gay. So what? He said he was gay. That's it. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. It's just you. Who cares?"
I find it so funny. Well, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but it's just I'm listening to his music.
Yes.
Not once was I man, I can't wait to get in bed with him. Or
no.
Who's thinking these things? And I mean, I understand that as a culture we sexualize everything, and that's the worst part,
Yeah.
So but go ahead.
So the world started tearing down Kevin Hart again because now they're like, Kevin Hart is a homophobe. He's getting in on, he won't respect Lil Nas X and him talking about coming out. So Lil Nas X kind of comes back and he's like, it was a big deal for me to come out at this time because I'm number one in the charts. Right. It'd be different if I'm coming out, if I say it before my next album and there's no talk about me. And then it makes it seem like I'm coming out because it's about getting media coverage. Right. I want to come out when it doesn't matter. Right. And Kevin is like, he was like, I was brought to hate this shit. And he was like, Kevin was like, hate what? Hate what? So people assuming that Kevin is patronizing Lil Nas X and saying, hey, hate what? Nobody hates you because you're gay. This, that, and the third. And I think that we're at this crossroads of the danger is people are constantly saying, we want to have these conversations. We want people of all walks of life to sit down and have these conversations. Right. But if we're going to have these conversations, you can't dictate how they go. Right. Some points they're going to be messy. Mm-hmm. Some points people could be yelling at each other. It's about where we get to with these conversations. Correct. By us yelling down, Kevin, you're a homophobe, this was homophobic, you didn't teach him anything. Right. Maybe saying, hey, Kevin, in a way you're invalidating the experience of people who are coming out and how difficult that is in a society with so many other people besides you that have hatred towards them. Then he may learn something to say, oh, I wasn't trying to be insensitive. Right. I feel like Kevin was trying to say, you don't have to talk about your sexuality because I don't. Right. You know what I mean? That's what I was gonna say. That's the thing. It's it's a catch-22. Yes, you want to come out, you want to represent yourself and say who you are and be who you are. But also one of the problems is I don't. There's no come out for straight people. Right. So when you are coming out, you're kind of at the same time making the separation.
Right.
If we all want to just be one and the same, you love who you love, I love who I love.
He just needs to just do what people who are straight do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna bring my partner. I'm
with my dude.
Yeah. You needed me to forewarn you who I'm with, like, or what, like, so
That's it.
It's real tough. And I mean, like, I definitely understand what you're saying. I think that I have to probably go watch it, but
Yep.
I'm thinking that Kevin Hart was probably trying to not as much downplay the experience of Lil Nas X, but downplay the need for reception and acceptance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I mean, but it's tough because people's perception of things. That's like saying, all right, well, I need all my female artists to be a certain way and they have to be straight because I have to mentally think that whatever they're saying is possible with me.
Yes.
You know, like that's the connection, you know, the relation.
Yes.
And then you wonder, and this is the whole thing. And people say this all the time. All right, but you know, a guy wrote that song. That artist
Right.
wrote that
Yes.
song. Some guy wrote that
Yes.
song.
Yes.
So is that mental connection with that dude now?
That's what I'm saying,
You know,
because
understand what I mean?
it was a guy that was writing dick, put the dick in me.
Yeah.
put it all on me. I'ma go down and
It's just like, you know, that chick didn't say that, right?
He did not.
She just repeated the words
No.
that was on the page that some dude wrote talking
exactly.
to you, you know. So I mean, I don't know. People go out, figure out what your insecurities are, confront them head on.
Listen,
don't give your insecurities power. That's that's it.
That's right. That's right. Another thing that, because Charlamagne brings it up to Pete Buttigieg on Power 105, but he had a good parallel. He said, I don't know this for sure, but I would assume it felt to him what Kevin said, just like, you know, to people of color when people say, I don't see color. Because we know that color does exist.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we're different, but we know in this society it does exist.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we know that there's hatred towards homosexuality. We know that there's hatred towards people who live any other lifestyle out of what what society had considered the norm. But there's also people who may have questions, and also people who don't understand everything, but also don't hate other people who live another lifestyle.
Right.
And that's what people in all communities got to understand. Gay, straight, black, white. I may not understand everything of the community. Don't mean I hate anything about the community or have disregard. So everything is not homophobic.
Exactly.
Everything is not racist. Same thing. All right, Kevin Hart. Everything's not racist. Everything's not homophobic. Old people got to die.
Yo,
I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna put it like that.
Come back when you can. We hope you come back.
And this is why I can't just leave it out there. I can't just leave it out there because people are gonna be like, "Oh, people gotta die, Nana." I know. I'm talking about people like Eddie Levert.
Yo, you should put that as a title. I want clickbait.
Oh, people
the
gotta
first
die.
episode with clickbait.
You're right. Because Eddie Levert is out there destroying people's fun with Popeyes. Because somehow it's a bad representation of black people and people of color because we eat chicken.
That's what I want to convey to the younger people, that this is not just about you and the bling and the cars. This is about our culture and about what we need to represent our people and how we need to represent our people. And I really wish they would show it by not trying to buy that Popeye chicken sandwich. It would be a different thing if they owned the franchise. I can understand it if we were going to make money from that and it was going to benefit our culture. But you're making mockery of who we are, and it shames me.
This is what I hate about niggas like Eddie Levert.
Oh my God. Go on.
You are perpetuating the stereotype.
Yes.
Every fucking body loves chicken. Everybody.
Yo, everybody been in on it. Everybody been in on it.
Everybody loves chicken.
I mean, aren't like even the memes that are about race. Isn't it the white people are Chick-fil-A? It's not like the white people were just like, all right, guys, we need to stop this right now. We don't need Chick-fil-A that much, you know? Like it doesn't happen.
Everybody loves chicken, Eddie. First of all, if you were,
I'm sorry,
he's so stupid. He's so stupid. He was up there on the pulpit. He was like, "And our people need to stop acting like the buffoon, and you know, and they're dancing and then the hip hop and the socials." It's like, nigga, shut up.
Sit your ass
down, Eddie. Sit down. It's past your time. It's past your bedtime.
Look at your uncle up
Somebody put Eddie to sleep. Eddie. Shouldn't he be watching Judge Judy or something? Eddie, stop. People are out there having fun. If you would have known what the hell was going on, this at this moment is about people of color and black empowerment, because amazing what they were able to push in social media.
I figured that out.
Go.
He mad because they didn't talk about Church's chicken.
That's what it is.
Yo, that's it.
His favorite chicken.
Yo, he was like, oh, so they're not going to talk about churches. Okay.
And the way his neck look, I know he's not eating salads.
I can't.
He's not eating salads.
Where's my mic? Can I turn my mic off?
Chicken too.
When can I turn my mic off?
You have 4. Eddie.
He ate both of them, but he was like, they weren't that good.
You hating. Listen, at the end of the day, people need to stop. Can people just enjoy stuff? Can people just enjoy something? There's so many things that are going on in our society that are so pressing, that need our attention, that are so crazy. You don't have to tear things down to bring light to something. If you want to talk about black people and people of color and our buying power, if you're going to talk about things, you don't have to tear down what people did with Popeyes. You can just talk about how they can just shift that. Hey, just like you did with Popeyes, that was a great test group. Let's see if we can do that with another business. Right. But that's going to directly or impact the community in a better way. People are down for that. Right. But I'm not down for you tearing people down, because you're not doing any better. Right. Every time somebody says, you know what's wrong with these people, you know what's wrong with those people, you're not doing any better than the oppressor.
This isn't, that's what I was going to say. Isn't something like this the thing, like not the Eddie Laver thing, the Popeyes, Chick-fil-A thing. To me, this is something that brings people together more. Like,
brings us all.
It's just like we can all have a laugh.
Yes.
That was funny. We obviously all enjoy the same thing. So now let us go out and have a good time. But now it's like, now you got to put it in someone's head that this is racist or this is a problem or this is an issue. And I mean, you have anything else you want to say about that?
Shut up, Eddie. Okay, that's what I want to say.
And so we'll reveal to our guests this phenomenal issue. So I was like, this is the closest thing that we could have gotten to this week about racism. But it really wasn't. It was about some stupidity about what someone said.
Yep.
But our reveal is, what is our reveal? You let us know.
We have nothing.
Nothing?
For this week in racism.
Not one thing?
Not one thing. Nothing was rolling around. Listen, we could have gotten it wrong. We didn't see it. But we're going to give the opportunity for our audience.
Right.
Comment down below if there was something that we could have talked about.
Maybe it slipped underneath the radar.
Exactly. Something you want to hear us talk about next week. Right. But we have nothing for this week in racism. But we do
have what?
2 things for killing with kindness. Man.
Nothing for racism.
History.
2 for killing with kindness. Okay.
History.
I'm with it. What happened with our first thing in killing with kindness?
Okay, killing with kindness. If you're paying attention to anything that's going on, the Bahamas got hit with Dorian. They got hit bad.
Yes.
A lot of things going on, a lot of stuff tearing down, and that's going to keep developing because obviously now we're going to have to rebuild the Bahamas.
Right.
And we're saying we because it is a U.S. territory.
Yes.
And hopefully things work out for the Bahamas better than they did for Puerto Rico.
Right.
Because that's still some shifty, funny stuff going on over there. But while we're working out all these politics, people are on the ground and they're doing the right thing. Right. In particular, this bubbled up the gentleman named Deshaun Smith.
Yes.
And I believe he was with another gentleman. Yeah. They had jet skis. They said, listen, we're just not going to stand around.
And wait.
We're not going to wait. We're going to find people. So these guys have been going for days. I don't know if there was much sleep going on. They were going for days on their jet skis.
Going house to house.
House to house.
People who are stranded.
Getting people out the house. The gentleman said their focus was, we told them, women and children, we're getting you out first.
Right.
So they were going house to house, getting women and children out, taking them on the jet ski, and getting them to safety.
Right.
This is exactly what we talk about when we're saying people putting their resource. And their resource was their jet ski and their effort and their will to help people. It's sad because this is when people come together. Right. But it's great that people actually come together. Right. But it puts things in perspective, how precious life is and how important it is to do whatever you can do to help the situation. Because you can't just wait on the government. Even though the government is involved and it needs to take care of its responsibilities, these gentlemen knew that it was imperative that they do something now. And they took their shot. We're going to put the video up so you guys can see it. It was real touching. They did like a little small interview with the guys. But the fact that they were out there, they're saying... Doing the work. Right. Putting in the back breaking, moving debris out the way. It's not easy. It's not like you're just in the ocean. Right. You moving around all types of debris, swimming through debris. Yes. Yeah. Man. All right, so that was number one for Killing with Kindness. Yes. Then another video popped up. Yeah. These fathers, I think they were at like the first day of school. They've been doing this in different places where like the fathers come out and they just welcome the kids into school. Yeah.
It's all good, big guy. Fortnite, so big and all that. New Year, big things. Okay, good year, kid. Wipe your face. Wipe your face. Right? Come on, man. New Year, big things. You got this. This is all you. Yo, we got the same sneaks on. Let's do it, man. Let's go. 6 weeks.
And I guess one of the kids, he was just like feeling nervous about going to his first day of school.
The fear and terror.
And it's very terrifying. But the father's just a group of fathers, not his fathers.
Right. It's not his father. It's a group of fathers.
A group of fathers just surrounded around him, started to just motivate him, telling him good things about, so, hey, we both got on the same sneakers. Hey, you're going to be all right. Not stop crying, but just wipe your face. You're going to be okay. Keep moving. We got you. Giving him hugs, clapping for him. You can see it looked like some school administrators were out there, but it was just a nice moment to see fathers out there doing what fathers do. And dispelling the stereotype that I don't really see as much as people say is happening. You and I, we both know. Right. We're fathers that are in our children's lives.
Very involved.
And we see that in other regards. Now, some people, there are fathers who aren't in their children's life, but I believe it's overstated. Right. As much as, especially in our community, that the involvement is not there. Right. But it was just beautiful to see that not our kid, but he is our kid. You understand? He's our kid today, and we're going to instill in him what he needs to make it to the next step and to get into this school and to get his education. It was a beautiful story. We're going to put that video up also. That was Killing with Kindness.
And that's our episode.
This was our social breakdown.
Yes.
I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons, because every week, and that's every week, we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture, politics, movies, and TV, and how they all intersect.
Okay.
3 episodes this week. Make sure you listen and watch to everyone.
Come back tomorrow.
Like, share, subscribe. We out.
Peace.
Peace.